I do pay attention to cook class.
So sketch the graph of x squared plus 3. I know it's hard for you to see my paper, but you should be looking at your paper and just glancing over my paper. Okay. So let's start with the easy stuff. A and B and C. Man, we're on a roll. What's the A value? So it's 1. Guys, don't get confused. X squared.
How can we not, dude? There's like 5 steps to this thing.
There's probably like 10 steps. So our A is equal to 1. Our B value is what? 0. Our C value is what? Good. Now, Anthony brought up a good point. Anthony says it's always 1 at least. Well, if there is no x, like there is no x at all, then it's going to be 0. I was talking about if there's an x squared or just an x, there's always going to be that 1 in front of it.
You said
Okay?
not to do the roots, right?
No, not right now. So, now, we've found our A, B, and C. Now we find the axis of symmetry.
I didn't even do anything.
We're going to use that formula, negative B over 2A, to find the axis of symmetry. Guess what it's going to be?
1, 2, 3.
Why 0, David?
5.
If the B value is 0, guess what the axis of symmetry is going to be?
0.
It's going to be 0. We're on a roll. All right. If we know the axis of symmetry, we know the what? Oh, yes. X value of the vertex. Good. We are on fire right now. Have you guys ever played NBA? Of the vertex. How are we going to go about doing that? Well, we can substitute in what we have for x here, and for x here, and solve for y. Now, you can write that out, but some of you should be able to mentally do that.
You called me mental? Hey, the substitute, one substitute you had here one time called Dalton Clark, EC.
Hush. Okay, so yeah, guys, if you put in 0 in for x, well, 0 squared is 0 plus 3. Your y value is going to be 3. Okay. Now, let's go with the opens. Is this going to open up or down?
Open. It's going to up.
Up. It's going to open, yeah, absolutely. It's going to open up. Perfect. Good job, Claire. Now, Claire. Now, remember, whenever you go about making your table, always, always, always put your vertex in the middle. Okay? So the x value is 0 and 3. Okay? So make sure you're working this thing out.
Stop moving.
Okay? So, now, remember, I always want you to go up 1 and go up another 1. So go up 1, go to 1. Up 1 from 1, we get to 2. Go down 1 from 0, we get negative 1. And go down 1 from negative 1, we get negative 2. Okay? So we have all these x values. How are we going to go about finding those y values? We're going to substitute all these x values in for those x's, in for x, and we're going to find that y value. So if you need to on the side, I'm going to make a little xy table over here also, just so you guys can see it a little bit better. I have 0, 3, negative 1, 2. Okay. So yes, we're going to insert all these x values into the equation so we can find the y values. So we're going to do negative 2 squared plus 3. Okay. For the next one, let's go ahead and substitute this in. Plus 3. We already know the vertex is 0, 3. And 1 squared plus 3. And we're going to go insert the 2. It's going to become 2 squared plus 3. Okay. If you work all this out, okay, so negative 2 squared, it's going to give me 4, plus 3 is going to give me 7. Negative 1 squared is going to give me just 1, plus 3 is going to give me 4.
We have to do all that to find all these?
That's going to be 4, and that's going to be 7. Okay? So you can go ahead and fill that into your table. It's going to give me 7, that's going to be 4, that's going to be 4, and that's going to be 7. Okay? And then the last part to this, so you've done all the hard work, now we're just going to plot points. Yay, what fun. So my graph's going to look a little bit different just because I have to zoom in so much. I hate that. 0, 3. I would start plotting the vertex first. Okay. Now let's go to 1, 4. Negative 1, 4. 2, then up to 7.
We have to do all that to find all these Y's?
And then we're going to go negative 2 up to 7. And make sure when you connect your dots, guys, make sure it's a smooth curve. And what is this shape called? Besides the U. Parabola. Yes, parabola. Yes. Now, let me talk about roots, because we didn't spend a whole lot of time talking about it yesterday. Does this graph cross the x-axis?
No.
No. So then for roots, you would put none. Or they have it expressed as... So the value of A is what? All together.
2.
Value of B.
8.
Value of C.
0.
We're on a roll. Find the axis of symmetry. Some of you got tripped up on this part. Remember, whenever you insert the B value, just write whatever that number is in parentheses. And remember, it's negative B over 2A. What's the value of A? 2. Okay? So that's going to give me 4 once I work that out. It's going to give me a negative 2. Okay? So everybody's got me so far. That's the axis of symmetry. It's negative 2. I need to write that in red. Let's keep the pattern. Josh, write this down. Okay? If we know the axis of symmetry is negative 2, we know the x value of the vertex. So now we know that's going to be negative 2. Now we need to find the y value. How do we go about doing that? We're going to insert negative 2 in for x here and here. Okay? So that now it's going to be y equals 2 times negative 2 squared plus 8 times a negative 2. Okay? So we're figuring this out. All right? Now, so we know it's going to open up. Okay? Opens up. Now, let's make our little table. What fun. What fun. Remember, always put that vertex in the middle. Okay? So the middle is going to be negative 2 and negative 8 right here. Okay? So negative 2 here and also negative 8. Okay? Now, remember, always go up 1 from that, so it's really going to be negative 1 and then 0. And then I'm going to go down also, so down 1 is going to be negative 3, down another one is going to be negative 4. So we're making our table. Okay? Now we're going to insert all these values in for x and solve for y. That's how we're going to make up this table. Now I'm going to erase that over to the side. Oh no. I'm going to erase this axis of symmetry over to the side. Okay? So now I'm going to make a little table. Okay? We got negative 2 and negative 8. We got negative 1. We got 0. We also have negative 3 and negative 4. Okay? So we're making our table. We're going to insert those x values in for x.